Star Wars, The Acolyte. I'm only doing this review because I already made the thumbnail for it. Otherwise, I wouldn't even bother. I think I'm kind of done. I'll see it to the end. I might review it, I might not. I'm going to review it using my space system, though there's really no point. But anyways, it goes story, pacing, artistry, characters, enjoyment. Typically, each category gets a score between 0 and 2, so 2 would be the best you'd get in every category. There ain't going to be any 2s. There ain't going to be any 1s. It's not going to be a 0 out of 10, but it's going to be pretty damn close to a 0 out of 10. The storyline, well, that's getting a 0. Yeah, what is this? This is boring nothingness. I can't stand this. Oh, the Jedi now are looking shady, and the Sith Lord guy who just murdered everybody is now somehow looking somewhat good. They're trying to do shades of gray in this. God, it doesn't go like that for Star Wars. The Sith are the bad guys. That is a period. That is the end of that statement. The Jedi are the good guys. Can they turn? Sure. Or can they find themselves on opposing sides? Yeah, sure. Some Jedi don't agree. Qui-Gon often disagreed with the Council, right? That's all fine. But fundamentally, they should be good guys, or they're turning bad, right? That's about as gray as it's gonna get. You can't go back and forth. Oh, is he a good guy? Is he a bad guy? Oh, from now I know they say from a certain point of view, right? That's one of Obi-Wan's lessons, but not in this sense. I always use Lord of the Rings as an example. Star Wars is more Lord of the Rings than Star Trek. So if you did those circles, you know how they overlap, there'd be a more overlap with Lord of the Rings than there would be with Star Trek. Star Trek is races that are all nuanced. Every person is a character in Star Trek. Some Klingons are more barbaric, some are less, some are smarter, some are weaker. You know, the society is a warrior society, but not all of them are the best. Some of them look, feel differently. Cardassians, some of them are for the occupation of Bajor, some of them were not for it. Some of them fought against it, this kind of a thing. That's not how Lord of the Rings works. That's not really how Star Wars works either. So basically, you're either a good guy or a bad guy. There's not really any orcs that think like, oh, I should maybe not eat these hobbits. I like hobbits. Like, it just doesn't work that way. Anyway, but if you're going to do something like this, you certainly don't make the Jedi the bad guys. And I can already see that's what's going to happen. This was leaked, ages ago. It's just a terrible decision. I absolutely hate it. I'm not a lore master. I don't care. I mean, I care, but I'm not distraught over changes in lore. Like, oh, the Sith are around. Maybe they're not around. Maybe they are. Was it Millennium? Was it not? I don't know. That kind of stuff does bother me when it's something I'm really invested in. But Star Wars for me is really those 3 movies. The prequels are okay. Rogue One is okay. 2 Ewok movies. That's it. That's Star Wars. Clone Wars, it's a cartoon. I guess it's fine. I didn't watch it really. To me, Star Wars is a live action film property. That's the best that it's always been. At its best, it is a live action movie. That is based on those serials, right? Buck Rogers and stuff like that, Flash Gordon. Obviously, it has mixtures of knights. It has mixtures of Japanese culture. It has all these things, brought it all together, put it in a serial format. That's how it's always worked. Best. These TV shows could be good. Mandalorian was not too bad, right? But the more Star Wars you pump out, the less special it is. That's not really an opinion. That's kind of a fact, right? So anyway, the pacing, well, it's a fat 0. This is slow as hell. Nothing is going on. There's a lot of talking about nothingness. No conversation furthers any plot at all. There's the bad guy, whatever his face is. The bad guy's now talking to the good. He's talking to, is it Osha? He's talking to Osha. Oh, realize your powers. It's like, who cares? This is like they're just sitting on this island talking like no one cares. Then we cut back to Saul and May. Oh, May, I know. Like he knows it's her. God, like who cares? Nothing interesting is happening. Like. This is supposed to be Star Wars. It's supposed to be exciting. I think this is the worst episode we've had. I know some other people have thought the other ones were worse. There's that one last week that had some fighting in it, so I guess there was some fighting, maybe. And some people pretended it was good, but no. But this one's like just really bad. The artistry, I'll give it a 0.5. The reason I'm giving it a 0.5 is that I like the lightsaber whip that bald lady had. That was kind of neat. Some shots are okay. There you go. Characters, 0. Terrible. I mean, this is the Sith guy. If this guy's supposed to be the first Sith or whatever, my God. Obviously, Darth Vader is the champion and nobody's ever going to be better than Darth Vader. But think of Darth Maul. Like, that guy was badass. He looked cool. He's a friggin' martial artist. Flipped around. Like, shit, I thought I was going to do the Van Damme splits, man. That would have been awesome. The guy's like kicking the crap out of people, flipping those two. When you saw that double-bladed saber, you're like, wow, I never saw it. Never, that was new. He's flip back flips and shit, like doing super kicks. This is like, okay, this guy's like crazy. And then you see this guy's, he's a loser. Why is he so skinny? It's just terrible. His mask is terrible. Looks so stupid. I mean, like imagine Darth Maul versus this guy. Like, are you for real right now? I don't even like, and Darth Maul's like not even as good as Darth Vader. So forget about comparing those guys. But like, just think of Darth Maul. Like, he's like 1,000 times better. The designs are garbage. I do like the way the Jedi look with their robes, and I kind of like the brown and white mixture, the light brown, the tan. Looks pretty, I think they look pretty good. So kudos to the designs on the Jedi. They look pretty neat. Oh boy, what are we on here? Enjoyment factor shows, I don't know, 0. This thing sucks. I'll give it a 0.5 out of 10. If you want to, if it, you know, it is Canada Day, or it was Canada Day the other day, maybe I'll give it a 1 out of 10 just to, you know, throw it a bone maybe, but I'm giving it a 0.5 out of 10. Like, what is good about it? Like, what are you excited about? After watching this, are you excited? Are you literally telling me, if you're honestly sitting there and you're excited, then you won. You should not be upset, in my opinion. You should not be upset at anyone else's thoughts on this. You got to show that you loved, and that means you won the day, because I certainly lost, and most of the fans lost. And realistically, even if you liked it, you kind of lost, because it should have been better. The show sucks. That's it. Until next time.